Hello, this is Steve from Beto's Leatherworks. Today's project is this beautiful ostrich skin Prada bag. Now, as you can see, the lining has just about had its share of, use. Unfortunately, this is basically like a fabric lining with a leather dye on the surface, and eventually the dye kind of starts falling apart and it starts flaking as it's doing right now. So we're going to remove it and replace it with a pink leather, beautiful pink leather, and then we're going to keep the pocket, the Prada logo, and the little leather tabs on the sides, and reassemble it with the new leather. I think it's going to look real nice once it gets done. All right, let's get started. So this design is basically, you've got your stitching that's around a zipper. Once that is undone, the lining will come out like a little pouch inside the bag. Then once we take it apart, we'll make a pattern of it, and then we'll cut and stitch the new leather, and we'll put it back together to the bag. She'll be ready to go. Now, obviously, the leather that we're going to use, it's not the same as this crappy material that Prada used. I mean, it's unfortunate that they have to use this crappy material, man. It just doesn't make sense, you know? Look at this. It's just peeling away. It's just a dye that's on the surface of a fabric, you know? And unfortunately, this is what happens to it after it starts falling apart, and not much you can do with it. You have to replace it. Now, if you pay attention, whenever you've got two pieces stitched together, you've got some guide marks. You see that little indentation right there? You should have them just about all the way around the side gussets, side pockets. So this way, everything is centered when it gets stitched together. Now, even though those marks are there, I'd like to put my own marks because some of those indentations aren't very visible. So anytime you put a mark on one side gusset, you've got to put it on the other one. Obviously, that's the center of the lining right there. Corners, you see a little indentation there? We'll put one there too. This way, what you're going to do, once you take the lining apart, okay, you use these marks, transfer them to the new material, and then while you're stitching it, make sure those marks line up together, and then you'll have everything centered and the right position once it gets done. You don't want to have the two side pieces stitched to the center of the lining and then be twisted a little bit like that. It's not going to work. It's not, once you assemble it, you don't want the lining to be twisted. It's very easy to do that when you're stitching something that you don't have any guide marks. So make sure if you're doing something like this, I know not everybody is replacing linings. I know that.
Hey man, how you expect me to do this? I can't even sew straight. I can't even sew a button.
I'm just giving you guys some ideas. Whoever is, planning on doing hobbies, stuff like that, and you learn from it. Stop your bitching. Just listen. All right, let's continue. A little bit on the sides of the hide, you'll see these marks. These are like stretch marks. It's not a bad part of the leather, but it's not the greatest. We're going to focus on the center right here, basically where we're going to cut the lining from. Leave the sides, I don't know for what. I don't think it'll ever get used, but we won't be using that side. going to be hard to do this with the camera dangling on my neck, so I'll give it a try. Not too bad. You notice right here a little bit. Let's see if we can catch it on film. The tension is off just a little bit right there. We'll fix that. Beautiful tool. Okay, let's try that again. Let's try that again. All right, she's getting there. Pocket's done. Now we assemble these two together. Once those are stitched together, and then the side gussets are put on, and then we assemble it to the bag. All right, let's continue. All right, the lining is done. We've got to clean all these stitches here. And then we get to put the lining in and stitch it, condition the bag, clean it, condition it. We're going to try to see if we can get these handles a little bit lighter. It's a little bit dark. We'll lighten the bag up a little bit and condition the whole thing in water repellent, and she's ready to go. All right, let's continue. All right, welcome back. We are done with another project. This job was approximately $960, if I'm not mistaken. $963, something like that. Now the exterior, I cleaned it thoroughly. I know I don't show much, but I showed you guys a little bit. I cleaned it extensively. We added some color to the handles. They were black. This is very normal. From the oils in our skin, usually that turns dark. It's very difficult to get rid of that. You have to kind of keep at it, and it'll lighten up a little bit. And once it lightened up, I added a little bit of blue dye to it and conditioned it. We conditioned it with Big 4. It's like a leather lotion. It's a good product. You should look for it if you haven't used it before. Overall, I think it turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Again, the color contrast is pretty cool. Between the pink and the blue exterior. There were no surprises along the way, other than it was a crappy material that Prada used. That was about it. I mean, it's just shame that a bag at this level would use that kind of a material on the inside. I mean, a couple of dollars more than the customer would have been able to use this for many years to come without even me touching it. But I guess I shouldn't complain. That's keeping me in business. So I guess, thank you, Prada. I appreciate that. So again, if you guys have any questions, give me an email. Send me. All right, if you guys have any questions, please email me at bedos@yahoo.com. BEDOS@yahoo.com. I'll do my best to try to answer in a timely manner. And for those of you guys who have items with me, please be patient. I have 24 hours in a day and 2 hands. I can't change either one. So I'm doing the best I can to catch up with everything. All right, we'll see you guys again on the next project. Take care.